Cryptocurrencies are changing the way we pay online. Transactions are fast, fees are minimal, and credit card fraud is eliminated. But without a strong payment protection mechanism, the majority of payment solutions are useless. Until now. What's going on, guys? Ryan here over at the Crypto Fiend Studios, bringing you the hottest and latest everything crypto related news. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a really cool ICO that just got released onto the blockchain, and that's going to be none other than Utrust. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about what Utrust is, the benefits they bring to the blockchain, if it's a good addition to your portfolio, and my personal price prediction going into 2018. So let's not waste any more time and jump right into it. Now, first, I want to skim through the white paper to help explain to you guys what Utrust is and the benefits they bring to the blockchain. So Utrust, the future of online payments. Now, when you think of online payments, you think of PayPal, BitPay. Those are form of online payments between buyers and sellers. So that's the market Utrust is trying to directly jump into for cryptocurrencies. If we go down here, we could see the executive summary. Utrust will be a revolutionary platform that enables buyers to use their favorite cryptocurrencies in order to pay sellers. We provide sellers with the safety and convenience of receiving funds in fiat currency and offer the best consumer protection to buyers by acting as a trusted mediator. We combine the best payment protection features of current generation fiat systems with the innovative features of blockchain while blending in with the unique features provided by our own token. So Utrust is trying to be a couple different things here. First off, Utrust is trying to be a protected payment system, so buyers and sellers can make transactions directly through the Utrust network, as well as Utrust is trying to be a moderator, a middleman for buyers and sellers. Now, when you're on the blockchain with cryptocurrencies and you have buyers and sellers, for example, I'm trying to buy a TV from someone, and I go to send the transaction to them, but they don't receive the transaction, and they're mad at me because they didn't get the money and they think I didn't send it, but I really sent it. Well, that seller needs to be able to go to someone to file a dispute to make it so that they can figure out what happened. So that's exactly what Utrust is trying to be. They're trying to be a middleman for buyers and sellers so that when people do have disputes with transactions and stuff like that, Utrust can jump in and try to solve the dispute. If we go down here, we can read what the vision for Utrust is. Now, when you're investing in a cryptocurrency, you want to make sure you know what the company as a whole, what their vision and goal is for that cryptocurrency. So the vision for Utrust. We believe that one of the key roles of cryptocurrencies in the digital age is to facilitate transactions and serve as a frictionless and secure payment method with broad acceptance. We believe current payment platforms are lacking the necessary features to provide broad merchant and user adoption. Digital tokens are more than an asset for financial speculation, and ICOs can be leveraged to fund agile teams with the drive to build new platforms. Platforms with real value, driven by growth in the transactions of goods and services and financially sustained by revenue from fair fees. So, what's the vision for Utrust? They're trying to be a frictionless and secure payment system. So they don't want to make things complicated. They want to make it simple. You buy something, you sell something. And if you ever have problems, you can go to Utrust for help. That's what they're trying to be, and they're really trying to jump into the cryptocurrency world because there's no other platforms out there that offer a transaction of multiple cryptocurrencies that can be converted into fiat money for the sellers. So if we go down to the bottom here, I want to read these little sections for the buyers and the merchants and the contributors. So, for the buyers, we aim to minimize the risk of scams and fraud while paying online, providing full payment protection of purchases and acting as mediator of all transactions. We strive to be the best choice for buyers by minimizing the amount of service fees for each transaction in comparison to other systems. Our goal is to increase the purchasing power of cryptocurrency by providing buyers more and safe outlets to spend their acquired crypto holdings. So, what Utrust is trying to do for the buyers is they're trying to minimize the risk of scams and fraud, whether you go to buy something online and you never receive it or you receive something else. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to minimize the risk of scams of paying online. They're trying to also provide, they're also trying to be a mediator for all of the transactions. So again, if you ever have a dispute or a problem with a transaction, Utrust is there to help. They're trying to be the best choice for buyers, and they're also trying to make it so that you can use a handful of different cryptocurrencies with very minimal transaction fees, as well as it being a very safe outlet to spend your acquired cryptocurrencies. So instead of just holding all your cryptocurrencies as investments, which isn't a bad idea at all, but you can also use them to purchase things through a platform like Utrust. For the merchants, we aim to provide a way to expand their client base and sale revenue by targeting a wider audience of cryptocurrency holders. This untapped market of users has amassed a large number of assets that continue to grow in valuation. With limited outlets that stimulate spending by providing the merchants the ability to receive in fiat currency, we will tackle one of the major grips of accepting cryptocurrencies in a highly volatile economy, effectively shielding the merchant against crypto volatility and assuring the amount received for the purchase. Additionally, we will mitigate common risk associated with traditional payment methods by removing the possibility of chargebacks, stolen credit cards information, and fraud. So what Utrust is trying to do for the merchants, they're trying to make it a very simple and easy way for merchants to really jump into the cryptocurrency market, because the cryptocurrency market for buying and selling goods is very minimal. There's only a couple platforms out there where you can really buy and sell goods on. So Utrust is trying to make it easy for the merchants to jump into the cryptocurrency world without having to have the risk of all that volatility of cryptocurrencies. So again, once a buyer sends the cryptocurrency to the merchant, it gets converted into fiat currency, so the merchant doesn't have to deal with the volatility. For contributors, we aim to provide an opportunity to fund a platform with real value in its operating business model beyond mere token speculation. The Utrust token does not only have a role in the Utrust platform as an accepted token alongside other cryptocurrencies offering the advantage of fee waivering, but will also be synergetically tied to the platform in a strategic value coupling. Each time a buyer pays with any cryptocurrency via the Utrust payment platform, a small percentage of the transactional fee is removed from the market and burned in the form of a Utrust token. This reduces the Utrust token supply, further driving the demand, the adoption of the platform, and the value for the contributors. In essence, the higher the volume of transactions in the Utrust platform, the higher potential the value of the Utrust token contributors in the future. So I really like what they're trying to do for the contributors aspect. So simply, you have the Utrust token. Now you can use that Utrust token on the platform to purchase things, but also when you use the Utrust token, it completely eliminates fees. So when you go to purchase stuff on the platform, you pay 0 fees when using the Utrust token. Also, every time a transaction is made, whether it's the Utrust token, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, anything, a small percentage of that transaction is removed from the equation and burned in the form of the Utrust token. Now, in doing this, you decrease the total supply, which increases the demand for the token, as well as increasing the value for the token over time as we continue to get more volume onto the Utrust platform. So I really like what they're trying to do for the contributors aspect of this platform. So down here, they have a really cool diagram I want to show you guys. So this is the whole process between buyer, Utrust, and seller. So as you can see over here, this is if you're going to buy something. You could pay with any major cryptocurrency with low conversion fees, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, etc. Or you can pay with the Utrust token and pay 0 fees at all, which is a huge benefit to the Utrust token. And then that cryptocurrency goes into this JIT conversion system. And what this does is it freezes the current value of the cryptocurrency that you sent to the seller. And then once that money is frozen at the current value, it goes into this protection period of the mediators. And what this is for is they hold the money you sent for a certain amount of time. And they do this so that if the buyer or seller has any disputes or problems between the transaction, they can work it out before the money is released to the seller. So it's held for a certain amount of time. If there's no problems between the buyer and seller, it's released to the seller via fiat currency, whether it's USD, Euro, etc. And that seller could withdraw that money to a local bank. They could put it in the Utrust wallet, or they can convert it into any other cryptocurrency that they want. So down here, this is showing the current exchange. With the current exchange process, for example, if I wanted to buy someone from someone, I would send them Bitcoin and hope that they would send me the item that I was hoping for in return. So that's the current system. So that's why I really like the Utrust payment system, is they have that middleman in case anything goes wrong. So if we go down here, it's going to be talking about the buyer protection, the fluctuation protection, and the low fees. For the buyer protection, the amount of paid by the buyer will be held until transaction has been validated by the platform mediator. Utrust handles conflict resolutions and mitigate risk, protecting the consumer and assuring the possibility of the buyer to get a refund in case of a problem arising with the purchase. So the buyer protection is really supporting the buyer. Again, if you have any problems with the transaction, whether the seller anything happens with the seller, they don't send you the item, anything like that, Utrust handles the conflicts and can give you a refund. With the fluctuation protection, we will provide a transparent conversion preview of rates. The conversion from crypto to fiat is done just in time, at the best market rate and added to the pool. By locking in this amount and assuring the hold after conversion, we assure the seller will get the specific amount he or she requested unconstrained from the crypto market volatility. So this is talking about the JIT system that I was talking about a little bit earlier. So when the buyer goes to send the money into the JIT system, it freezes the current value of that cryptocurrency. So when the seller receives the money, they receive the full amount of that cryptocurrency, and volatility has no play in this whole aspect. If we go down here to the fees, we provide lower fees than any other e-commerce platforms for sellers, 1% of the transaction amount. Connect to multiple exchanges, providers, and smart analytics will ensure the lowest possible exchange fees for the buyers sending the payment. So low fees for the buyers and the sellers. This is a platform that everyone wants, because current platforms charge crazy fees. Whether you're sending a currency from one place to the other, it can cost you over $40 in fees, which is insane. As for this platform, 1% of the transaction amount for sellers. So when the seller receives their money, for example, if the seller receives $100, it's going to cost them $1 in transaction fees, which is nothing. Like, let's be real, that's nothing. And as well as for the buyers, which is awesome. If we go down here, it's going to show us a little diagram of, where is it? Right here, this is going to be the dispute aspect. So this is talking about the whole dispute mode. So say, for an example, a seller or buyer had a problem with each other and something went wrong and they needed to talk about it. This would be the first self-resolution mode. Now with this mode, the buyer and seller would go into a two-party chat resolution mechanism where they can talk to each other, and if they work things out, it goes to a friendly resolution, and the seller receives their money. If it goes to an unfriendly resolution, the dispute is escalated. The dispute mode, this is the escalation to mediator. So when you do have a dispute with a buyer and seller, Utrust doesn't jump in right away and get all up in your business and try to figure it out. First, the buyer and the seller talk to each other, try to work it out, and if you can't, then it goes to the moderator, and that's when Utrust jumps in and decides whether the buyer is correct or the seller is correct. So if the buyer is correct, they receive a refund for their money. If the seller is correct, they receive the funds. So that's what I really like about this platform, again, is because when you have a payment system, you need to have a middleman, because again, if you don't have a middleman, you're going to have one guy sending money to the other and hoping that that seller is sending you what you paid for. That's not going to work in the real world. So that really is the whole Utrust platform summed up. To sum it up again for you guys, Utrust, it's a protection payment system for buyers and sellers of merchandise. So whether you're a seller selling clothes or electronics or anything, you can use this platform to use as a payment system. So when buyers want to purchase stuff from you, they can do it through a large amount of cryptocurrencies that they want. And in doing this, it's very secure. You have that middleman to help you out if you ever have problems. And then the seller gets fiat money in return, so they don't have to worry about volatility. And the benefits is you can deposit it into a bank, put it in the wallet, or transfer it into any other cryptocurrencies you want with a very small fee. Now, the benefits with the Utrust token is you have the 0 transaction fees when using it on the platform. Also, every time a transaction is made on the platform, a small fraction is removed from the equation of that transaction and is burned in the form of Utrust tokens. The benefit of this is a smaller supply is going to increase demand and increase the value of the token over time due to more volume coming onto the platform. So overall, I love this ICO. It's such a simple and great idea. It is on the Ethereum blockchain. If you guys were interested in what this ICO was running off of, it is on the Ethereum blockchain. But it is such a great concept because we do not have a protection payment system out there where if someone has a problem on both ends, there's no way to figure it out. It's over. You can't do anything about it. So Utrust is here to save the day, and I think it's going to do great in the long term. Now, if we go over and look at their team real fast, I'm not going to bore you guys reading through the whole team. I'm just going to sum up what I thought about the team when I researched them. They don't have any crazy big shots that are known in the crypto world on their team, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. What I really liked about their team is that they all have something unique and different to offer to the Utrust token. They don't all have the same background. And that's what you want to see in a team. You want to see a good variety of minds working together, and they also have a good sized team, and they all have LinkedIn pages under their names if you wanted to do more research on them. So I do like their team, and yeah, that's that. If we go over and look at their roadmap for 2018 and 2019, we can see that Q2 of 2018 they're going to be working on their platform testing. Now, again, Utrust does not have a working model right now. They're still an ICO working on their product. So Q2 of 2018, they're going to have their platform testing for the merchants. Client API and wallet web app will be worked on in Q3 of 2018. And then the platform is going to be released in Q4 of 2018. So within this next year, Utrust is going to be, you're going to be able to use Utrust, which is going to definitely spike the price, especially coming around the Q4 of 2018. And then Q1 of 2019, they want to have over 1,000 plus merchants using the Utrust platform, which I think is very realistic. If I was a merchant selling items, I would love to use the Utrust platform as a form of payment. So my personal price prediction for 2018 for Utrust is going to be $10. And how I came to this figure is simply because Utrust is such a great concept, and it's really going to benefit the blockchain and cryptocurrencies as a whole when it comes to a safe form of payment between buyers and sellers. Now, if we go and look at the current price movement of Utrust on coinmarketcap.com, UTK is their abbreviation. You can see they are sitting at 50 cents right now. Now, Utrust has been released onto the market for 2 days now and was released at 20 cents, and they're now at 50 cents. Now, when ICOs do get released onto markets, they do tend to have big spikes in price, but you usually tend to see pump and dumps. Now, what you don't see with Utrust is you don't see any pump and dumps. You see a consistent growth over time of the Utrust token. And now this is simply because people are purchasing Utrust and not selling. They're purchasing and holding it for the long term. So you can really see that people are supporting the platform, supporting it for the long term. Also, the total supply is 500 million, and the circulating supply is a little under 200 million for circulating supply. Now, when it comes to the total supply, I'm not really worried about it simply because when the Utrust token does get released, or the Utrust platform does get released, again, the token can be used as a form of payment, as well as every transaction that's made, a percentage of the Utrust token is removed and burned. So over time, the total supply will continue to decrease, and the value of the Utrust token is going to increase over time with more volume being added onto the platform. So that's why I'm not really worried about the whole total supply thing. And 500 million total circulating supply is rather low. I don't think that's a lot at all compared to other cryptocurrencies. So that really is the Utrust platform summed up for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave any comments below, whether it's a question, your personal opinion. There's no bias on this channel. Let me know what your personal price predictions for Utrust is going into the end of 2018. Mine is $10. And that's going to be the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace!